La. Whenever I'm really looking at the questions, and we talked last week about perfecting that entrance, that very first few seconds that we have to make an impression, and realizing the people on the other end of the phone, when we're calling the majority of our leads, they're just kind of blindsided and they're like trying to figure out who we are exactly. So it really is so important to perfect that opening line of, hey, this is Beverly. I saw that you registered on our website and you're looking at homes and yada, yada. It's so vital that we get that line down, and then looking at what is that next question to get them to open up and trust us enough. And I know Courtney made a comment. She's like, I can't believe how much these people are willing to tell you once you get them to open up. And Allison, I don't, you've been calling leads for a long time. It's really kind of amazing how much they'll tell you. And what about the lady that you had on the phone that told you about her divorce and why she wasn't moving, and she just kind of threw up on you?
Oh, she really threw up on me. Her whole life story. She was talking about how she moved to a different state to get better alimony and telling me like how much alimony she got and telling me, that she, just got custody of her kid, and it was a little intense.
So let's just think about that for a second. We're calling complete strangers that are probably just looking, right? Because she was a couple years out.
Yeah, she was from a different state entirely, so.
So when we think about the logic of someone being willing to open up, was when you first contacted her, was it the willingness out of the gate, or was it asking that question and it was just the right time?
With her, I think it was just pretty much the willingness out of the gate. I think she had that personality type. I think there was maybe in the very beginning there was a tiny push, but it didn't take much, and she was, spilling. But I have had ones that you really got to ask some big questions in order to finally get them to unlock.
And if we think about our own willingness to open up and tell somebody what our situation is, and I want to go back to walking into a store. When you walk into a store and the sales clerk greets you with, is there anything I can help you with today? The natural inclination is just to say, just looking. But if they ask that right question and they come from a place of contribution and you feel that genuineness, your guard starts to fall. So when they ask that question of, well, what brings you in today? If you were in here if you were going to buy something today, would it be for business or would it just be for casual? And or would it be for a special occasion? So you get three different scenarios. And if it's the right time and the right situation, just think about if you were going to a special occasion that meant a lot to you, and they asked you that question, you'd be like, yeah, it's a special occasion, because you can't wait to talk about it. Because you always want to share things that are going on in your life when someone comes from a place of contribution. So when we are calling leads, we have to remember it's not about them setting an appointment to buy a house. These are leads that are in our system to buy at some point in their life. We just don't know when. We got to find out when. And the more we care about what their situation is, the more information we're going to get from them, create the experience that they don't forget us. So these first 5 questions, in my opinion, are so vitally important for us to really nail down and feel it, not just say it. So Allison, are you willing to do a rundown and just go through the just looking and just really care about my situation?
Sure.
All right, do a ring ring to me.
Ring ring.
Good morning. This is Beverly.
Good morning. Good morning, Beverly. How are you? I saw you were looking for homes here in Culpeper. I just wanted to see what your situation was. What are you looking for?
I really don't even know what my situation is. I have this huge house, and I'm thinking about downsizing because I'm only here half the time, and it's just so much for me to take care of. I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything out there for me to downsize to that would make it, that would make sense because my mortgage payment's so low.
Oh, I understand. Okay. So when you say you were wanting to downsize, I mean, are you thinking about maybe like a condo or a townhome or something like that? Or are you just thinking of a smaller size single family home?
Probably a townhome.
Okay. Was there anything specific that you currently have in your home that you definitely would want to transfer over to the new one?
I love my house. It's just too big. It's me here most of the time and my two kids, and it's 5,000 square foot. I really don't need 5 bedrooms. I really
I
don't.
see.
And
Okay.
it's but my mortgage payment's so low that I don't know if it makes sense for me to move right now. I really don't.
Well, I understand that completely. And I mean, that's kind of a big question. So since that's what you're looking to do, would you mind maybe, getting together and meeting with us and we can kind of talk over some details on, see what that situation looks like, see what, a new mortgage would look like if you downsized and, kind of get all the facts in order so that way you have all the information in order to even make the decision.
It would be helpful because I really don't know. I mean, I'm so involved in the situation. I can't see it from a different perspective because I just don't know. I really
Yeah.
need an outer perspective.
I 100% understand. And I mean, doing something like this, especially when you are in love with your home still, it's just too big.
Yep.
I mean, it's definitely a decision that's going to take some time. So we just want to help you, try and get all the facts in line so that way you'll have a little bit of an easier time to make that decision and, get everything that you need so you know whether it's something that you want to follow through with or, maybe it's not the right thing for you to do at this point and, it'll be later on. So
That would be helpful.
perfect. Are you available this Thursday? Maybe this Thursday afternoon after work?
I am. That's perfect.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and set up for around 4:30, and then if you have any questions, of course, just give me a call or send me a text. Let me know if something comes up, and we can get that rescheduled for you. Make it convenient, okay?
Love, love, love it. I love how you went right to the punch. You identified my pain and immediately went in to solve the problem.
Yay.
And it's so easy for us to create jibber jabber, and it's so easy for us to keep asking questions that we can get to when we actually meet.
Not gonna lie, I'm usually an expert at that.
I know, and that's why I'm so that's why I said you got it. And I think because we feel that the more we engage them in conversation, the easier it is going to be to ask for the appointment because we're almost like, it's too soon to ask for the appointment. Oh my God, I can't ask for the appointment right now. I haven't talked to them enough. But reality is there's so many people that don't understand that you get so caught up in your own situation, you can't see it from an outer perspective. And that was the honest to God truth story. I mean, I have a 5,000 square foot house that I now have to pay for lawn maintenance on my half acre because we're now in grass cutting season. I've got windows on my front that are all dry rotted that need all the window, like the trim. I've got my ceiling in my son's bedroom that I had snow come in my attic that now needs I need new drywall on his ceiling. I've got a leaky shower. I've got a leaky faucet. I got a broken doorknob on my garage door. I've got a light out without a ladder in my garage that's way up and it's really super. I mean, there's just so much maintenance here, but my mortgage payment's super low. And I'm like, does it make sense to move? I have a ton of equity in my house and I don't know. And I'm a real estate agent for crying out loud and can't figure it out. So that's how we need to look at people's situations and realize, think about your own situations. When you're involved in it, and I'm going back to the puzzle, when you are the puzzle piece, you cannot place yourself in the puzzle. But if you're looking at the puzzle from a bird's eye view, you can see where that piece goes. And that's most people that are looking to make a move in buying or selling. It's not usually just black and white, easy. There's a lot of people coming in here going, does it make sense for me to move right now? Wonder what's out there that meets my expectations to make it worth my while. So if we can get in their heads and figure out, hey, let's help you see if it can be a reality right now or if you really need to wait. What are you looking for in that price range that would meet your expectations? Because nobody wants to move and settle. Everybody wants to upgrade. Even if they're downsizing, they still want to upgrade. Because I can't go backwards. I've got granite, I've got hardwood, I've got quality stuff in my house. I want to downsize. I don't want to downgrade.
Yeah.
So my expectations when I was looking at townhomes, I'm like, I don't want to have to buy a townhome and put into it and basically buy other people's problems. I know my own problems that I got here, right? I don't want to buy somebody else's problems, so does it make sense? So we really, really have to think about creating that plan for them and cutting to the chase and going to the punch, because you showed the value in that conversation of, you're going to help me solve my problem, because I really don't know how to think about this right now.
Yeah.
Yay! All right, guys, until tomorrow. Missy and Allison, make sure you register. You guys crack me up.
Will do.
All right, guys, have a great one.
Bye.
Bye.